welcome back to a new post today. Let's continue with the most important topics that you need to keep track for the upcoming Civil Services Examination 2025 with regard to your prelims. And today let's see January 21st and 22nd. So the very first is about study mooting an expansion of the SC, ST and OBC lists. So let me tell you that scheduled tribes is a term that has first appeared in the Constitution of India. Article 366 of the Constitution defines scheduled tribes as such tribes on tribal communities that are parts of group or within such tribes as deemed under Article 342. Under Article 342, it is the President of India that brings out a list of the scheduled tribes for each state and union territory. And scheduled tribes were appeared in the Constitution of India. This term was used only after the Constitution coming into the force. The Government of India has established a caste of ST to help them to come up from their situation, especially poverty, untouchability, etc. Scheduled tribes can belong to any religion. They can face discrimination because of their race, and they benefit from reservations or positive discrimination by the Government of India. Now, Supreme Court has raised its finger on the centre, asking it to decide on the Rajauna mercy plea as soon as possible by March 18th, saying that the intention of a death sentence will be dissolved with the delayed mercy petition. Now, a mercy plea or mercy petition is a request to the President of India to commute or pardon a sentence of death and imprisonment, and it is the last constitutional option for a convict. The mercy petition of Rajauna is being pending from a long time. And how can a mercy petition be filed? A convict can file the mercy petition by the legal heir or relative, and it can be done within 30 days of being informed of the death sentence confirmed by the High Court. The petition was first to be made by the governor of the state, and if the governor rejects or disposes the petition, then it will be filed to the President of India within 60 days. Now, the President has the power to grant pardons, reprieve, respites, remissions of punishment. The President can suspend, remit or commute the sentence of any person convicted of any offence. And let me tell you, Article 72 of the Constitution and Article 161 of the Indian Constitution deals with the pardoning power of the Governor and the President of India. Also, the Supreme Court has in many cases spelled out the delay which is taken by the government to dispose of the mercy petitions. Since 1948, let me tell you, as total as 4,825 mercy petitions were disposed, and now up to 2021, we have 4 mercy pleas, including one of former Punjab Chief Minister Bean Singh assassin Balwant Rajauna's plea pending, and other 3 remaining pending from 2015. So we have total 4 mercy petitions being pending until now. And the next most important issue is Uttarakhand now enforcing its Uniform Civil Code. It's the first state in India that will be implementing the Uniform Civil Code from effect from January 2025. Article 44 of the Indian Constitution speaks of the Uniform Civil Code to be adopted throughout the country, and the Act applies to the residents of Uttarakhand, including those residing outside the state, but excludes the scheduled tribes and other protected communities. Apart from that, we had recently a plea in the Supreme Court for a separate ministry for senior citizens. With regard to ministries, we have 2 important rules, such as the allocation of business rules, the purpose of which is to allocate the business among the ministries and departments, which is done by the President of India under using the power of Article 77. And we have conduct of business rules, which is enforced and taken care by the Cabinet Secretary. So the conduct of business rules is to coordinate and cooperate with the ministries and departments in conduct of the business of the Government of India. The allocation of business rules and the conduct of business rules, these deal with the conduct of business in the center. Apart from that, we have United States now pulling out of the Paris Climate Change Agreement. Now, this Paris Climate Change Agreement is also called as the Paris Accords or the Climate Accords. It's an international treaty on climate change that was signed in 2016, and the treaty covers climate mitigation, adaptation, finance. It is signed by 196 parties to the United Nations Convention on Climate Change. Recently, US has pulled out of the agreement. It calls the states to limit the rise of global temperature well before 2 degrees of pre-industrial levels, and also states preferably it should be reduced to only 1.5 degrees of the pre-industrial levels. We have a neutral expert now in news of the Indus Water Treaty, and this was in news because of India and Pakistan having certain glitches with regard to the Indus Water Treaty. The neutral expert is appointed by the World Bank under the Indus Water Treaty. The treaty was signed by India and Pakistan in 1960 to determine the use of Indus waters and its tributaries, and it was signed by the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Pakistan President Ayub Khan after 9 years of negotiation. India enjoys unrestricted access to the eastern three rivers, that is Beas, Satluj and Ravi, whereas Pakistan enjoys control on western rivers of Indus, Chenab and Jhelum. And very recently the Ministry of Shipping and Ports was speaking about Jawaharlal Nehru Port becoming the top 10 global ports in the world with the 20-foot equivalent units, or TEU, of 10 million. What does TEU mean now? It means 20-foot equivalent unit is a unit of measurement that is used to calculate the capacity of the container terminals and ships. It is used to measure the volume of the containers stored at the terminal, and in shipping, it is used in shipping, supply chain management and port traffic as well. Let me tell you, TEU is based on the dimensions of a standard 20-foot long, 8-foot wide, 8.6-foot tall container. So 48-foot TEU, container TEU means 2 TEUs, and Jawaharlal Nehru Port, Mumbai has recently crossed a TEU of 6.5 million mark, and the ministry says by 2027 it will reach 10 million mark. So these are the most important topics I thought I should be tracking for you all for January 21st and 22nd. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video. I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.